Hey folks, today is Thursday, March 21, 7:44 a.m. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. We've got pretty red futures. Yesterday was kind of weird also with the Fed decision where the market rallied right afterwards and then tanked right afterwards. And now we're seeing some pretty red futures. They were actually green last night, I noticed, after about 6, and now not so green. So I'm a little concerned about whether the S&P is going to hold this line today. We've had some strength come in last few days where we came close to it, or pulled back during the day. Buying showed up towards the end, and then yesterday even the S&P, even though we kind of sold down towards the end of the day, ultimately we were up. So we're still holding the line, but if we can't continue to close above it, or bounce off of it, or just go sideways, then we might be headed lower. If we go lower and we break down through this line today and we just keep going, the 50 days right here, and then there's this lower trend line here, so it'll be around this area, which right now on the S&P would be around 2760 for the 50 day and 2740 for the actual rising trend line of the ascending triangle. We'll have to see. I mean, the futures don't look too good, but just be prepared with your stops in case this market starts to go lower. In my list, we got NVDA actually held up pretty good yesterday. I don't like seeing it open, jump $3, and then all of that evaporates. I hate that. But at least the trend is still kind of moving higher. So to me it still looks good, but again, with the futures and the S&P right at that line, I'm not so sure it's going to hold up. ASML, again, just making its way sideways. You can see there another spinning top. Spotify was up yesterday, which is good, bouncing off the lower line, still in the symmetrical triangle with the upper resistance. Netflix took off like a rocket, so this is going to be interesting how it had good volume, blasted through the upper line, and now we're gapping down with weak futures. We'll have to see if the market opens and buying shows up or not. And then Netflix will either have to hold that line or it's going to undercut it, and then just the pattern fails. CGC had huge volume and looked really good at one point, and then evaporated. That was the choppiness of yesterday. Just really weird. You can kind of tell there's a lot of indecision in the market. I think it's probably because the S&P is over this line but not blasting off from it. So we're over the line and it's kind of like, okay, there's still some selling here, but buying wants to bring it higher, but there's still some selling here. So we're getting all of this chop. Xilinx still up at the upper line. Did it go through? No. Well, it did slightly, but it's not broken out yet. Still looks good. COUP still in the channel. CYBR tried to go. I think I raised the line a little bit higher. I did at one point and then tried to go. It's still going sideways. Yeah. I don't know. I just gotta hope for it to get some momentum here. It might not. It might fail that pattern. Basically, if it can't get over the line, it might fail. Etsy still at the lower line. Touched it, bounced off. That's good. So one of the other things too is if the market starts to pull back hard, probably some of these patterns aren't going to hold up, but we want to see stocks that are not completely selling off. That's going to be the ones that are going to lead the next move. You want to see strength in a sell-off. So even if it gets red or whatever, if it closes up on that day, or closes off the bottoms, the lows on that day, and then over time it's still kind of just building sideways but being tossed around and not just sinking, those are the ones we want to see. I'm afraid there might be a sell-off. That's really why I'm talking like that. There might be this big move lower coming. I'm just hoping that buying that we've seen come in every time the market gets down still shows up today. That's what I'm hoping. But I don't know, these futures and the way the market's been going the last couple of days, it's kind of like we're not getting the momentum over this line. We're just going sideways. And that can't last. It's going to go one way or the other. And now we got red futures, so might go lower. That's my overarching theme here. We might be going lower here. FANG still needs a new triangle with some activity happening in oil. So that there was kind of an update yesterday. And then HQY looked like it was going to go, sold right back in. So failed breakout. So another sign of weakness coming in the market. Just be careful. We might be going lower here. So this might be a break lower on the futures that continues. But I'm hoping the buying shows up. So that's it. The next video I have will be next week. See you then.